अव्यक्ति परिवार में आपका स्वागत
Om
है।
Shanti. Welcome to Avyakti Parivar. Today is day 10.
मनमनाभव मन के बंधनों से
Manmanabhav. Free from the
आज हम
bondage of the
बात
mind.
करेंगे
And these are Avyakta signals.
मधुरता और नम्रता का
Let your
आदर
words
करो।
have love,
आपके बोलने
sweetness,
में भी
and greatness.
मधुरता और
Let there
महानता
be
की हो।
truth and
सत्यता की
also
हो।
humility in you.
स्वरूप की
Be
निर्मलता
fearless
हो।
and speak with
निर्लिप्तता और
authority,
नीति से
but
भरी हो।
always stay within the
करुणा
codes
और
of
त्याग
conduct.
हो।
Let
दोनों
there
में
be
कुछ
balance
बैलेंस हो।
of both
जहाँ
these.
बैलेंस होता
Where
है
there is
वहाँ कला
balance,
दिखाई देती है
wonders are
और
seen,
वह शब्द
and then
कठोर
the
हो
words
सकते हैं।
spoken do not feel bitter
सौम्यता और
but
नम्रता
sweet.
दोनों के
So,
बैलेंस की कला
show the
है।
wonder of the balance of
निर्मल
having
मन
both
की प्रतीक्षा
authority
का साधन
and
है।
humility.
अभी हम
This is the
सुनेंगे
means of revealing the Father. And now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
ओम शांति।
Om Shanti.
कितने सुंदर महावाक्य हैं बाबा के।
Such beautiful,
मधुरता,
elevated versions of
नम्रता,
Baba,
शुद्धता,
sweetness,
अथॉरिटी,
greatness,
फिर
truth,
बैलेंस और
authority, and then
ह्यूमिलिटी।
balance of authority and humility.
ब्रह्मा बाबा हमारे एग्जाम्पल थे इस बात के।
Brahma Baba was our example in this
उनके
thing
सामने
in front of him.
बहुत तरह के लोगों ने बहुत कुछ कहा,
A lot of people said a lot of things,
पर बाबा नम्रता से और
but
अथॉरिटी से
Baba, with a lot of humility and
ये उत्तर
authority,
देते थे
Baba used to respond
कि मैं नहीं कह रहा हूँ,
that
ये
I
बाबा
am
खुद
not
कह
saying
रहे हैं।
this. Shiv Baba is
मैं
saying
किसी को
this.
नहीं कह रहा हूँ कि
I am
पवित्र
not
रहो,
telling anyone to stay
मैं कैसे
pure.
कह सकता हूँ।
How can I say that?
ये शिव बाबा कहते हैं।
It is Shiv
तो वो
Baba.
दोनों वाक्य की अथॉरिटी थी
So
और
it is the
नम्रता
authority of that
बाबा
God
बोलते
speaks,
थे।
but Baba used to speak with
अब
so much of
समय है कि
humility. But now time is such that we have to reveal the Father.
उन गुणों पर,
So we
धारणा
have
पर ध्यान
to
रखते हुए
pay
भी
attention on these
कैसे लोग
virtues.
वहाँ
And so we can also make such a balance
नम्रता
that
को
in which there is
और
authority also,
नम्रता उसको
as well as
स्वीकार
humility.
करता रहा,
Then there is a lot of
क्योंकि उस में सत्यता है,
influence, effect on
सत्यता की भी एक मधुरता
there's a
है।
lot of effect of it because there is
तो इसमें
truth and there is
इसे तो पढ़ना
sweetness within,
जरूरी है।
and the truth
मैंने
also has
इसे
an
एग्जाम्पल
impact. So
बहुत
that is
दिए,
why we will read it once again and we will
एग्जाम्पल
do
लिखी।
churning on it as well, and we will definitely have dharana of it in our
बहुत लोग
practical life.
अभी कोई नहीं
Today
सुनते।
I had a couple of interviews and there was a lot of discussion
कैसे
about how,
व्यस्त होते हुए कारोबार
while
करते
being
हुए
busy, while doing what we have to do,
बहुत कुछ काम है,
there is a lot of work,
परंतु फिर भी
but
अपनी
still,
स्टेज
how can we make our stage good,
तो मैंने लिखा
maintain it?
मुझे
So I said, see,
जब हमने होमवर्क लिया मन
when we
रस
take the
गाना,
homework of
तो
Manaras,
जैसे
pleasing the mind,
दिल में
so as
बहुत
if
सारी
so many times the
जैसे
mind,
जैसे खींच होती है,
it's like a
जब
pull,
फोकस होता है ना
eh,
किसी चीज
just
में
like
तो
when
वैसे ही
we,
फोकस होता है।
someone like
दिल में
singing,
रस होता है
so there is like a,
तो जब
um,
बैठेंगे गाना चला देंगे, जब बैठेंगे
so
गाना
whenever
चला
they will
देंगे।
sit, they will play a song because
तो
the
फिर
mind
उसी की
gets
तरफ
pleased in
हमारा
it.
रस होता है,
So if there is any
तो वो
sort of
चले जाएगा।
pleasing that is
हम
attained, so there is a
बहुत
pull
लोगों को
towards
कई
that.
बार
So we also throughout the
बहुत लोगों को
day,
साइलेंस
so many
करने की
times,
आदत है,
how can we go into silence? How can we be in Baba's
अपने
remembrance?
स्वरूप में आने
So
में।
totally we should be in our eternal form. So there is a
और
pull for
ऐसे
that.
ही जैसे जैसे
And then the
दिन
more
बढ़ते
our
जाते हैं,
stage is
तब पूरा
getting
विश्व
better or
शांत
going
होता है, इस तरह
moving
वो पुल होता है।
as we are also moving towards our perfect state.
तो
So there is a pull for
ऐसा
that as
काम
well.
बाबा ने क्यों दिया,
So why has Baba given
जितनी
us
भी हमने शिक्षा
this
पढ़ी
task? So whatever
वो
teachings that we
प्रैक्टिकली
have taken, so we'll bring it into
सिर्फ
practical.
बैठे रहने से तो हम नहीं
So
होंगे,
only by sitting we
उसको
cannot say that we have all the
उसको
dharana.
व्यवहारिक
So
रूप में
only when we come into behavior, into activity, that embodiment should be visible.
एक
So that is
बचपन का
why a nature
रहस्य है।
should be, our nature should be such now that
दादी माँ की
just like I will share an example that our mama,
माँ बाबा को कितना याद
mama
करती हैं।
used to remember Baba so
एक दिन
much.
कहती थी, मम्मा की पूछो
Mama
मैं
used to
कितना
say,
भूलता हूँ।
you ask me how much do I forget,
माँ आती
because
थी, मम्मा
her
खाना बनाती थी,
remembrance was so natural, of Baba's
बाबा
remembrance was so
यही
natural.
कहते,
Baba
बाबा
says
यही
this,
कहते लेकिन
Baba
फिर भी
wants
बाबा
that,
वातावरण
as if the word
के दिन भर
Baba
चलता ही रहता था।
throughout the day
तो
used to
जैसे मोहिनी
emerge
कहती थी कि
from
इसका
her
मतलब
mouth. And
वैसे भी
Mohini,
आता है ना,
Didi Mohini
तो
used to
बाबा
say,
कहते थे
Manmohini
कि
Didi,
वैसे ही आता
that
है।
as many times as you say
तो इसलिए मैं
Baba,
भी
that is
कहता
also
हूँ
remember. So when we remember his
कि
teachings also, then within we
सब कुछ
remember him.
होता है,
So these days it feels like whatever you do,
लेकिन अंदर में
but
लग
within
लगी रहती है,
there is that
क्योंकि मन रस बैठा हुआ है ना।
there is that attention, because there is pleasing of the mind. There is the mind gets pleased in it. How can I be bodiless? How can I experience my incorporeal stage? How can I be with Baba? So this is like the desire that is there within, that happens so many times during the day. Okay, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever time I get. So we just stabilize our mind in that. But now the one, now we are talking about the bondages of the mind. That is the most actually, any sort of bondage, there is no bondage outside, all the bondages are of the mind. Because if in the mind any sort of thoughts come, so then we think that, oh, we have to fulfill it whether they're right or they're wrong. So that is a bondage, that is a bondage.
आप सूक्ष्म में देखेंगे
Now if you will see in subtle that throughout the year,
कितना सूक्ष्म बंधन मन के हमको
we have such subtle bondages of the mind. The bondages of the mind will bring so many reasons. So and whatever we want to do, we won't be able to do that, or how whatever is our goal. So to the extent on the basis of pleasing our mind, we start to cut our bondages also. We have to cut the bondages, because if
बाबा
we
जी
have to,
कहते
in a
हैं कि
second, we have to connect to Baba.
भाई हमको शक्ति
We
लेनी है,
need power.
बाबा
If we
जी
have to
कहते
take
हैं कि
power from Baba, if we have to take direction from Baba,
हमें ही
so if the
संस्कारों के
mind
प्रभाव में है,
is only under the influence of
तो
its
हमारा
own
ध्यान क्लियर
sanskars,
नहीं होगा
so
ना।
then the mind would not be clear.
जैसे आज बाबा ने मुरली में
Just
सत्संग
like
किया,
in Murli,
हिंदी में,
and you will probably listen to it
बाबा
in
ने
English
बोला
tomorrow, Avyak Murli. So
कि
Baba
मैं
said that,
कमजोर हूँ,
so
बाबा
someone
मेरे
says,
लिए ये
Baba, I'm
नहीं
very
हो
weak.
रहा,
Baba, I'm not able to do this.
तब
And
बाबा
then,
बोलते हैं
then they say that give it to Baba, give those
कि
thoughts to
बाबा
Baba. So when they give it, so Baba, what does Baba do?
को एक्सेप्ट
Baba
करते
says,
हैं,
as soon as
बाबा
you
आपको
surrender those
एनर्जी
thoughts to
देते हैं,
Baba, Baba gives you happiness and power.
लेकिन आप लोग अनुभव नहीं
But
करते,
Baba
क्योंकि
says,
आप
you don't
अनुभव नहीं
experience
करते
because you
इसलिए
still have the same thoughts.
ये बहुत सूक्ष्म
So how will
बात
you
है,
have, will you experience? This is such a subtle
है ना।
point, because
लेकिन
if I have given it to
पता
Baba,
नहीं
if I have given,
कहते हैं
surrendered
तो
those
बाबा को
thoughts, then why am I still thinking?
अनुभव नहीं
So
होता।
then I do not experience whatever Baba is giving or
हमको याद है
responding
कि
with. I remember that when
शुरू
we,
में बड़े
in the
बड़े
beginning, when we
प्लान
became instruments for
कुछ
making
भी
plans for big
करने के लिए,
services, so someone asked
तो इनका
Didi,
इतना संकल्प
then
चलना चाहिए, तो
how
किसी
much
का
thoughts should I have? How many thoughts should I have? So, so
बाबा ने
she
कहते
said,
हैं
if it is Baba's plan, then you stay with the plain intellect.
जरूर पूर्ण होगा,
Do not have
लेकिन अगर
thoughts.
आपका है
Definitely, it will be fulfilled. But
तो नहीं
if
होगा,
it is your
क्योंकि
plan, then
आपका
it will be like, oh,
परिपूर्ण
will
है।
it happen? Will it not happen? Because it is according your plan. Then then your thoughts are not
अगर
according to
किसी का
Shrimad.
है
If there is
बाबा के
Shrimad,
डायरेक्शन
if
में,
it is according to Baba's
तो
directions, so then our
हमको
thoughts would
याद
not be there,
होगा
because we are detached. Okay, if it happens, it is very good. If it won't happen, then also it is very good, because it is.
के साथ
So
इसी
now with
तरह
drama in this way
प्लान
only,
बनाते
if
हैं,
any plan that we make, one is that with determination, whatever I have to do, we have to do.
तभी होता
And
है।
then some are such also that they say, okay,
देखते हैं ड्रामा
we
में,
will see what is there in
तो
drama.
कई
But
तरह के सूक्ष्म
there are
बंधन
so
होते
many
हैं।
subtle bondages of
तो
the mind.
मनमना भाव के
So
आधार से,
on the basis of Manmanabhav,
साइलेंस के आधार
on
से
the basis of silence, on the basis of pleasing the mind with silence,
हम
through
अपने
the,
मनों को धीरे
we have
धीरे
to cut
काटते हैं,
those bondages slowly
क्योंकि
and
अंत
gradually
में
keep on cutting them,
धोखा हो
because
सकता है।
at the end we can be
ये
deceived.
सब है बात नहीं, लेकिन उसको हम कारण बना सकते
It might not be there, but we
हैं। मैं हमेशा
can make a
कहता
reason.
हूँ,
I
क्योंकि
always tell
कारण
everyone,
चाहिए तो हर एक के पास कोई कारण तो
there
होगा।
must be always some reason or the other to not do
मैंने देखा
something.
किसी के
First, I
साथ
used to ask,
नहीं
how
होता,
did this happen? Now I don't ask, how
क्योंकि
did this
हर एक
happen?
का
Well,
कारण
because
कुछ होगा, तो
everyone
पता
definitely
चलेगा,
has a reason. But
तो मैं नहीं पूछूंगी।
but why should I want to know what is the reason to even to
जैसे
hear?
चमत्कार आए वो
But
हाथ नहीं, कारण
how
है
can they do it?
कि
That you
दोबारा
can
से
mention.
याद कर
How
लिया।
can you make the reason and find a
ये कैसे
solution.
संभव है?
So this is the climbing
क्योंकि मन
um,
कहीं ना कहीं
uh,
के कारण ढूंढ
stage,
लेता है
because the mind will definitely find a reason. I won't be able to do this because this is there. Sometimes it is the bondage of mind, sometimes it is the bondage of this person, that some or the other reason would be there. I remember
किसी को
I
पढ़ने
had
के लिए
some very important task and I called someone. So that sister
अरे आज तो कोई है
always,
ही नहीं,
oh,
कोई नहीं
today
है,
no one
कोई
is
नहीं
there,
है,
there is no ride also, today is
तो मैं
impossible. So I told
किसको
her,
फोन करती हूँ ये सब
why
बोलने के
do
लिए?
I call you? I don't call you to
मुझे
listen
ये
to all
जानना
this.
है कि
I
हम
want to
कैसे
listen
करेंगे,
that, yes, definitely, I will do it. Whatever
कितना
way, I will do
कोऑर्डिनेट
it.
करेंगे
So
आगे।
then she changed a little bit. Then slowly and gradually again
कोई
went
कोई तो
back to the
बता
same,
सकता ही है ना।
because some or the other reason would always be
तो
there.
कैसे हम
So how we
मन की
can,
डाक हो सकती है, बाबा
whether it is
कैसे
the call
करते
of
हैं,
time or it is the call of
कैसे करेंगे
Baba,
मन
as if,
का
"Oh,
जो
Lord, I definitely
मन
have
का
to do it."
भगवान बनाओ,
So
चाहता है
then
नहीं
do
है,
not make a nature of finding a reason or
सोचो सोचो
making
सोचो
a
कर सकते हैं।
reason. Always think
जरूर
that yes, it is possible.
आप
Definitely,
अगर
it can be
सोच
possible.
सकते
If you
हैं
think like this, so you will see
नहीं तो फिर
that you will be
दिक्कत
able
है।
to do it also. Otherwise,
फिर
there's
दिक्कत
always
है।
a reason. So this is a bondage of the mind. This is the bondage of the mind.
तो वो फिर अंत में रुकावट
So
बन जाता
then
है।
at the end, it can be an
अंतिम
obstacle.
पल में जो हम
At the last moment, final moment, like
सडनली
Baba says,
एवर रेडी,
suddenly and ever ready, we have to be ever ready because it will happen suddenly,
एवर रेडी।
ever ready.
मुझे याद है एक टाइम दिल्ली में
I remember one time in Delhi, at so many places, there was a lot of
तो
earthquake
सब
that was
लोग
coming. So
एक
then
साथ
all
आए,
of
पूरी
everyone,
ड्रेस सब
they
वगैरह
put a
सब
small bag in which a dress and a little bit money, and they used to say, if we have to run, so we'll just take this bag. We are ready, so we are ever ready. So we'll take this bag and we'll go out of the house. So many times I tell everyone, they come, Baba's children, they come. I tell them, we'll just let you just stay here. So they say, oh, we did not bring any clothes. So I tell them that no, always keep a dress, a pillow, or something. Baba's children, they you should always be ever ready. You should you anywhere, anything can happen. So one is being ever ready from within, and from outside, externally also, we should be ever ready. That I remember one time there was fire at one Baba's Seva center. So then 4 or 5 people kept thinking, what should we take out so soon? Someone said fridge. Someone said just take Murli. So they kept thinking, and then meanwhile there was so much of fire that nobody could even take anything.
जापान में बहुत
So
अर्थक्वेक
in
आया है,
Japan, there are a lot of earthquakes. So one of the sisters over there, so she had a small purse and little currency she had kept in purse and a small bag she has kept.
इसलिए जब मैं
So she
कहीं
says
ट्रैवल करती हूँ तो बहुत
when I
पैसे
leave
कैरी
after
होके पता नहीं
earthquakes, so there are a lot of people that are wealthy. Indians are also there, so
कैरी नहीं होता
they
है,
don't even they don't even have 10 rupees in their currency over there even for tea. So if there is no planning, so everything goes. If there is no proper planning, so like this, your mind in every which way. If my final moment, what thought should I have? What is the at my final moment? What thought should I have?
तो बाप दादा के पास
So
ट्रांसफर के
Bap
बाद आपके पास
Dada,
क्या था अंत समय
what
में?
did Bap Dada have at the end?
कुछ भी नहीं, ये करना है नहीं करना है,
Nothing. I have to do this. I have to do that. No, this is Baba's yagya. Baba will have it.
लेके जाना है।
I just have to leave
एक
with my
थॉट
avyakt
लेके
form.
आपको
Just
चलना
one
है।
thought Baba had.
हम भी चाहते हैं
So
संपूर्ण
we
गति में
also
जाना है।
want that we should go in our complete stage.
थोड़ा स्टडी करिए
So
अपने
study a little bit,
वीकनेसेस क्या
all
क्या
of you,
कमजोरी है मन
what
की,
are the weaknesses that you
बहुत
have,
सारी बंधन है,
what are the bondages of the
छोटे
mind that
छोटे
you have,
करके
and
देखिए।
then they become real also. It isn't like
हम बड़े के लिए बहाने
we
बनाते
wouldn't
हैं,
say it is a reason, but it becomes real also. But why should we even think like
अपनी
that?
परिस्थिति को हम ऐसा बनाएंगे
Why should we make our situation like
तो
that?
ये बड़ा सूक्ष्म
So
है।
this is very subtle, and
साधन मन मना भाव
so
है
facility for that is Manmanabhav
और मन में
only, and
अंदर
then
से आवाज,
pleasing
अंदर से आपको
the mind. And
एक
from within, you will have this clear voice that do this, but we don't do it.
हम फिर भी बाहर की परिस्थिति के
We
अनुसार ये इधर
again
से इधर
we
चले
go
जाते
back
हैं,
to
कभी
the
कहीं
situation outside. Okay, this is easier and this is more comfortable. So then I tell
बाबा की
everyone that
आवाज आने की पुकार
call
है,
of Baba, listen to the call of
सोचे
time.
विचार के
After
चलेंगे
listening, if we create thoughts according to that, so then
पीछे नहीं रहेंगे।
we won't stay behind in any matter. We will always be ever ready. Om Shanti.
मन मना भव। मन के बंधनों
Man
से
Manabhav, free
पिंजड़े की
from
माया
bondage
अब निर्बंध
of the
है,
mind.
उड़ता
A
पंछी बन
caged
गई है।
bird has
अभी
now
तो स्त्री
become
का
a
बंधन
bondage
है तो
free
भी
flying bird.
मन उड़ता पंछी है।
Even if there is any
स्त्री
bondage of the
बंधना भव
body,
होने से
the mind
मन
is a
के
flying
बंधन
bird
टूट जाते
because
हैं।
by your
प्रेम
being
से दोस्ती
Manmanabhav,
करने का भी
any
बंधन नहीं
bondages
है।
of the mind
दृष्टि है
are
तो
broken.
निर्बंधन है।
There is no
और मैं
bondage even
तलाश
in looking after
सकती हूँ,
matter.
स्वीट होम
If
आ
you
सकती
are a
हूँ।
trustee, you
ओम
are free
शांति।
from bondage and you can reach your sweet home with your flying stage in a second. Om Shanti.